Hey, Mom, I finally got the call. Coach just told me I'm starting this game. Look, all those long nights, staying up, running drills with me in the backyard, it's now paying off. I won't let you down this game. I'm going to start. I'm going to run wild, just like you taught me. This is my moment. This is our moment. And I promise, I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity I get.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Oklahoma Buffaloes franchise. As we just look around the league and see some of the injuries, TJ Watt already hurt in preseason, out for the season. And one thing about this game, they had a more diverse set of injuries. I don't know if they've changed that. Chase Young for the Redskins is out for 9 weeks. You can see some of the player pictures. Obviously, they're not going to be accurate. This is from Madden 12, but the pictures are there. It's kind of nice to have for some of these players. And then just looking out around the league, you know, there's a couple of other injuries. Justin Houston is out for the Colts for a few weeks, and not too many big superstar injuries, but a few. So what I want to do after, you know, seeing those first couple games is pick up a couple of free agents. Van Ginkel out of Wisconsin and Jake Butt. Remember that former Michigan tight end? He was supposed to be a first rounder. He dropped to the Broncos in the 5th round. We're going to pick him up along with LaMichael Pirine actually got cut. He was just a rookie running back out of Florida. I think he can help right away, so we will pick him up on the roster. He will get some playing time. I want to see what he can do. There's no guarantee he will make the roster. But here we are playing the Bills, the first game of this episode, the third game of preseason. We are 0-2 so far, and I want to see what these guys can do at quarterback. There's still a quarterback battle. There's still a running back battle. Pretty much every battle except maybe, I think tight end has been won. I think Connor Frederick from last episode, he's really, really good. And then Des Bryant has his starting spot as well, along with Brandon Marshall on the defense. So we do force a punt to start out the game, and here's Donnell Pumphrey, who's trying to get a little bit of a spot at punt return. He takes it back for a big-time gain, and that's a first down. That's going to get you more playing time if you can keep returning. So the rookie Marquise Jordan will get a start in this one at running back. Let's see what Kaepernick can do in his second start here as he throws to the left side, and that is way incomplete. That was intended for Kevin White. So here's a toss out to Will Stevens, who gets into the game, and he loses 3 yards on that carry, and that's a tackle by Klein in the backfield. So Jacobs in the slot this time from the pistol. Cap throws across the middle, and it's almost picked off. Des Bryant was covered pretty well that time, and it's incomplete as now we come back out on defense, as that was a glimpse of Jay Coco right there, who is playing in the slot this play. So Josh Allen, he's going to hand off to TJ Yeldon, who picks up maybe a gain of 3 yards, tackled by Brandon Marshall, the leader on this defense now. So here is Allen, this time from the pocket throws. Across the middle, it's Yeldon. He's got it for a first down, gain of about 6. And look at Van Ginkel. He's already down. We just picked him up. And he's going to have to come out the game. So here is Josh Allen once again, 3rd and 7. In the pocket throws. Across the middle, it's Cole Beasley who picks up the first down. And that's some nice touch on that pass. First down for him. So now a pass the 50-yard line at about the 48-yard line. Josh Allen from the pocket throws across the middle. And he's got Stephon Diggs, his new toy to play with, 28 yards. His first catch of the game. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. I wonder how that's going to work in real life. That's a big first down throw. So here's Allen, another throw, and it's almost picked off that time. And that is number 56. And that is going to be Marquise Dunn on the opposite end of that one. Almost had one. And we do get them to settle for a field goal. So here is Kaepernick this time. He's going to hand off to Marquise Jordan, who gets his first start and his first carry. That goes for 5 yards. So now 2nd and 5. He's in the backfield once again. Under center, though. Cap drops back and throws to Josh Oliver, who is going to get stripped. And that's going to be picked up by the Bills. That's a good way to lose playing time. He gets his one opportunity to get a pass that time and coughs it up. And that does not look well, especially since we just did sign Jake Butt off of waivers. So here's a throw to the end zone on the next drive, and it's caught by John Brown. And the Bills do strike again, 10-0 here in this game. And let's see if our offense can do anything. So here's Cap under center this time. He's going to drop back and get sacked right away. The offensive line lets through Micah Hyde. He gets in for his first play of the preseason. And now Cap inside his own 5 now. 3rd and long, throw across the middle. And he's got Kevin White in traffic, 26 yards. That's the thing about Cap. He's got that arm strength. That got there in a hurry. And now there's a fresh set of downs. So here's Cap this time, running away from the defense, stops and throws, and it's going to be picked off. And that is Josh Norman, the new signing of the Bills, and he takes it back. That was just an inaccurate throw. That was thrown way behind, actually. I mean, that wasn't even close. Maybe I should have just thrown that one away. So here's Allen, throws in the next drive, and is broken up that time. And that is going to be Ontarius Leslie out there. He looks good in the preseason. So now 3rd and 10 this time. Allen throws to Cole Beasley, broken up. And that is going to be a nice little 3 and out here for this defense. Our defense doesn't look bad so far, but it is just the Bills on offense, and they're not a high-powered offense, but their kicker comes in and just misses that one way to the left. So now we get possession right back. So play action fake here. Jordan throws across the middle. It's going to be Kevin White who has it. You got to hold on to that one. Fighting for that number 2 wide receiver position. He drops that one as he stays on the field this time for a 2nd and 10. Throw across the middle. It's Dez. He's open. 1st down. Like I said, I think that Dez will probably lead our team in targets and receiving yards and touchdowns this year. We'll have to see. Connor Frederick looks like a candidate as well. So here's Marquise Jordan. This is what I like to see. I just want to see positive gains. I don't need to see big-time plays from him. Really, I just want to see what he can do as a rookie. So here's Frederick this time on a 3rd down catch, and he holds on to it in traffic. That's what I like to see, and that's why I have my eyes on Frederick. He can hold on to those catches in traffic as Marquise Jordan gets a handoff up the middle, and that's a gain of 14 yards. He's got 4 rushes for 28. He looks good. The undrafted rookie looks like he's taking advantage of every opportunity. So here's a handoff right back to Jordan, and he falls forward inside the 1, but there's a flag on the play. This one's coming back. So now at about the 13-yard line here, 2nd and 13. Here's Cap, throws across the middle. It's Jordan who has to go up and get it. It's knocked out of his hands by Klein, but another holding call. It comes back again. So now a 3rd and 23 at about the 24-yard line. Cap play action fake. He's going to move to the right side. Nobody to throw it to. He's just going to throw it to the sideline. It's caught by Frederick, but it's about a gain of 7. But we're going to have to settle for the field goal as here comes Graham in, and he is going to kick this one up and wide to the left. Okay, we're really going to have to really find a kicker because if we can't hit field goals, it's going to be a long year. So here is Jordan this time getting a handoff. And one thing I like about Jordan that I did not see from Deontay Foreman in the first episode is that he's falling forward on a lot of these carries. Here's another one. Here's Jordan once again fighting through. Only a gain of 3, but I like what I see from this undrafted rookie. I don't know what type of running back he is. Like I said, we don't have any of his skills unlocked, but he looks good. So here on a 3rd and 2, a quick throw to the right side. It's Josh Oliver who picks up a 1st down. And now we're inside of field goal range once again, but we're going to try to go for the end zone because we've seen what our kicker can do. Here's Cap, throw across the middle. It's Kevin White inside the 5. And that's a 1st down this time. And now we're cooking as Josh Norman is shaking up on that play. So here's Jordan. We're going to hand off right to him. Let's see if he can get in. Jordan breaks a tackle and does almost stumble in. Man, this rookie is impressive. 2-yard gains look good. So he stays in the game now. 3rd and goal. We're going to hand off right up to him, and it's a touchdown. He walks in. There we go. This kid, Marquise Jordan, looks impressive. Look out for him with this battle as Will Stevens checks in the second half. This is Kelly Bryant. So here he steps into the game and gets hit on the throw, and that is incomplete. Is now Kelly Bryant now line up for a 3rd and 10 here as we start the 3rd quarter. In the pocket, has all day to throw and throws into traffic, and it's picked off intended for Marquise Jordan. Line up in the slot that time. I want to see what he can do with his versatility, but it's picked off once again by Norman. And now we come back on an offense here with 7.5 minutes left here in the 3rd. So now after that draw play, getting us to a 3rd and 7. Bryant under center this time. Let's see if we can make an accurate throw. There's a wide open tight end, and he just misses him. You cannot miss that throw. That's an easy one. So now here we go now. 4th down, 7, throw. Deontay Foreman's in the game, but he can't hold on to that one. Knocked out of his hands. And now we move on to the 4th quarter. And here's Bryant Simmons into the game. They are competing for a backup job. Even Deshaun Kaiser is at this point. I think that Cap has won it. I think that he is the best quarterback on the roster. I think that he's a little bit better than Kaiser as well. As now let's see if Bryant Simmons can compete for maybe even the backup job, the number 2 job. So here he is now, 3rd and 10. We're down 31-7 at this point. Throw across the middle, and it's an accurate throw, but Jasper Sweet has got to hold on to that one. It's incomplete. So another 4th down. Let's see if Simmons can convert his as he throws across the middle, and it's going to be dropped. That was intended for oh, no, that's not a Monte Jacobs. I don't know who that is. That's Randolph. I have no idea who Randolph is, but he does not look good for him. I believe his name is Jakari Randolph, and that's going to be the game. The Bills step on us and just don't let up as we actually walk away from this game with a loss, a big-time loss. That was actually supposed to be the dress rehearsal game. As Brian Simmons actually doesn't look bad in this one. He actually throws 2 touchdowns in garbage time, and Cap doesn't throw a touchdown. But I'm just still getting used to this offense. But Marquise Jordan was impressive. 11 attempts for 45 yards, 4 yards per carry, and a touchdown. I mean, he looked really, really good. I wanted to see what he can do in a starting role, and he was impressive. If there was one guy that may steal a job, it might be him. At receiver, Doral Gates was okay. He had a touchdown and 4 receptions for 50 yards, but he's kind of buried on the depth chart. I don't really know too much about him. Nobody we really know too much about because we can't see their ratings yet. We just know about the veterans really on the roster. And then Clowney had a couple of tackles in the game. Pretty much not a lot of sacks going. I don't expect too many sacks from this team. I don't expect too many turnovers either. But that's how we go into this 4th preseason game. So just looking at, some of the guys that were dropped from other teams, I'm looking at Jakeem Grant because I do need another receiver. I need to see another receiver pop. Like I said, the only 2 that have really, really shown anything have been Monte Jacobs and Des Bryant. We need a 3rd guy. So I'm going to just try out Jakeem Grant. He got cut. And now we go up against the Los Angeles Rams in game number 4. We are both 0-3 at this point, but we return home for the final preseason game. And honestly, I just want to see somebody make a play in this game. So here we go. We start this game on defense. The Rams are sitting their starters here in preseason number 4, game number 4. And in comes Morris at quarterback. I have no idea who this is. He throws to the left side, and it's almost picked off. You want an easy way to make the team? That's it. Just catch the ball. That's Eric Dyer. I highlighted him as a guy that really gave up a lot of big plays in episode 1, and there he drops an interception. It doesn't look good for him. So here's Morris, deep shot down the right side, and it's going to be knocked away, and that is going to be incomplete on the first drive. That's DeJoshua Watts in coverage. He is a rookie safety as well, and we don't have much depth at safety on this preseason roster, so there's a chance that some of these young safeties, a lot of them will make the squad. They don't really have to compete, just be a backup, really. So here's what our starting lineup looks like in this game. LaMichael Pirine does get the start at running back. Jake Butt is playing at tight end. I want to see what he can do over Josh Oliver, who we saw a little bit last game. As here's Pirine, a big hole, and he breaks the tackle. And he will get to about the 36-yard line. Gain of 18 on his first carry. He looks good. So the rookie out of Florida brings us to a 1st and 10 here. 30 from the 36, throw to the right side, and it's Jakeem Grant who can't hold on to that one. I want to see what he can do fresh out of free agency. And now here's Pirine once again, who does get tackled. That's a gain of 3, though. So now at the 39-yard line, this time Simmons, quick throw. Josh Oliver's got it. 1st down inside the 25-yard line. Good to see him making a play. He's competing for that number 2 tight end position. So here's a draw play on a 2nd down, and that's Jalen Ramsey in the backfield. He gets a tackle. And that brings us to a 3rd and 13 this time. Brian Simmons moves to the right side. He's got speed too. Let's see if he can get to the 1st down, and he does. Gain of 13 for Brian Simmons. He can run a little bit. It's a 1st down. Putting together a nice little drive. Here's Pirine. He cuts back and gets about 3 yards on that one. And that brings us to a 3rd and 9 from the shotgun this time. Tight formation, throw to the right side, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Doro Gates, who was open. And we do settle for 3, and now it's a 3-point game. So here are the Rams back on an offense. They're going to hand off this time to Joshua Kelly, the rookie out of UCLA. He gets tackled in the backfield by Adolphus Washington. Just keep an eye out for that name. I like what I've seen from him. So here is Morris this time from the pocket. Where is the pressure? Throw to left side, and it's caught by Dortch and a first down, tackled by Jay Coco in coverage. You got to get some pressure on the quarterback. That's one area of this team that I am going to be looking for, especially in the future, and just to see who can play on this roster, because right now Jadeveon Clowney is the only real pass rusher we have. So now the Rams are inside the 30. This time it's Chubb in the game. He gets tackled in the backfield by Zach Lee, a rookie linebacker, who I'm really looking to see what he can do as well. So LA does settle for the field goal, making it a 3-up game. And as we throw out to the left side, it's Marquise Jordan lined up at receiver. And that's one reason why I love this kid so far. He can line up at receiver and play a little bit. It's a first down. So here is Piron, another big carry up the middle for a gain of 8. And we get helped out by the penalty, bringing it to the 42. So here is Simmons still in the game. He's going to take it himself down the right side, and he's got speed. First down. He was kind of a guy that would run the ball a lot in college. It looks like he's still got his legs. It's a first down, past the 50. So now here's a throw across the middle, and that one is just a little incomplete, though. Little off target. And now 3rd and 8 this time, under center. A lot of under center plays here in the preseason as Simmons rolls to the right side and tries to get rid of it, but gets hit on the throw. Incomplete. 4th and 8 now. We're going to go for it. We're at the 42. Why not? Let's see what our guys can do in preseason. So from the shotgun here, 3 wide receivers out there. Simmons, he's going to step up and throw to the sideline, and incomplete. He may have had a man open over the middle that maybe could have picked up the first down. We tried downfield. It's a turnover as we move on to the 4th quarter. Here's Joshua Kelly still in the game for the Rams. He picks up a gain of 1. That's a tackle by Dalen Sanders. Watch out for that name as well. So now 3rd and 7 this time. Here's Morris. He lobs it over the middle and knocked away. And that is a nice play by Davian Williams, a young safety on this roster. He and DeJoshua Watts, number 26 and number 28. Watch out for them in the secondary as we develop them through this franchise. So Kaiser checks in for the 4th quarter. And look at this throw. I mean, that was just terrible. I haven't seen a worse throw than that so far in this game. That was just an airmail. So here's Kaiser now, under center this time, 3rd and 13. He's going to air it out deep. He's got Jakeem Grant. He's got a lot of arm strength too, and he does get it deflected. It looked like Jakeem Grant had a chance at it. That's a deep shot for him. So 4th and 13. Here is Kaiser once again. He's going to air it out deep. He's got Grant, and in double coverage, it's going to be picked off by Alexander. And that is how this preseason will end just about. As Deshaun Kaiser, I just don't know about him. He doesn't look the part at quarterback. I think that Kaepernick is our quarterback going into this series and starting it out in the regular season, as he went 5 of 19. I mean, that's how inaccurate he was. And Brian Simmons wasn't much better, but at least he made some like short, accurate throws, and both of them can run a little bit, but I like what Brian Simmons can do. He can fit it into some windows with touch. And I think that Deshaun Kaiser has way too strong of an arm to even be accurate on a consistent basis. I think he tries to use that arm strength a little too much. Adolphus Washington actually led our team in tackles at the defensive tackle position. Zach Lee had 2 tackles for loss as well, so good game from those two. Marquise Dunn played pretty well. He's right now our best left outside linebacker on the squad, but we end up being 0-4 in the preseason. So now we go to cuts, and I decide to cut Deshaun Kaiser. We're going to carry 3 quarterbacks, obviously, and I still want to give Kelly Bryant a chance to develop. He's a young guy. I've seen what Kaiser can do at the NFL level. It's not pretty. And then we go to running back, and who should we cut here? I mean, I like Michael Pirine, so I'm going to cut Foreman. That was a pretty big decision for me. I can always go and re-sign Foreman as well in free agency if I wanted to. And one thing about Madden 12 is that you actually have to negotiate contracts with free agents. That is something that's not present right now in current gen Madden. And then we had to make a couple more cuts to get to our limit here, and we end up cutting just a couple of guys who really didn't even flash on the screen at all. But one signing I did want to make is receiver Mike Cutler from the Hawaii Tech Sharks. He is 6'2", about 190 pounds right now. Right now, he is slated to be our best route runner. He is an undrafted free agent. He looks pretty good. His catching is a little low. It's at 73. His release is low as well at 61. But he's got decent speed. He's in the 90s with speed. And he's 65 overall with a potential. And I think that's a guy we can develop in the receiving core. I don't know if he'll play right away, but he's a guy we can develop. I like what he can do. So looking at the ending roster to start this series, Marquise Jordan is going to actually be the highest rated guy, but he's got the lowest potential. He's 77 with C potential, but he looks good. He's got high trucking. I was wondering why he was fighting for yardage like that. He's got good trucking at 83 right now. Decent speed in the 80s though. So Donnell Pumphrey is going to need to be that third down back. He comes in at 73 overall. Will Stevens comes in at 65, and then P. Ryan comes in at 67. So we have about 3 young running backs. Pumphrey isn't that even old at all. So we will have to have any of those guys to develop throughout this, at least this first season. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Now, Dez Bryant will be our highest rated receiver at 79 overall. Kevin White is going to be probably the number 2 receiver right now. I didn't really see anything else out of anybody else because Amonte Jacobs was probably the second most impressive receiver, but he's going to play in the slot because I want a slot guy who can be reliable. And Kevin White, he has the drop open ball trait right now, so I don't really trust him on third down situations when I just need a catch over the middle. And Amonte Jacobs definitely proved that. And Mike Cutler will help out there as well. He's got good acceleration and agility. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this receiving core kind of gels together. Jakeem Grant right now isn't going to play right away. I want to use that speed somehow. I just don't know how yet. Now, on the depth chart, I'm going to have Jake Butt as the second tight end. I thought that Josh Oliver wasn't as impressive as I thought he would be. I like Jake Butt and his potential. Our offensive line doesn't look too bad. We have a couple of veterans on the offensive line. And then we have some rookies who will need to develop. Jamie Cameron is a rookie. He comes in at 75 overall. That's actually not bad at all. I was surprised to see him rated that well. Clowney is going to be a starter at left end. Dalen Sanders, a guy to watch out for to develop, but he does have deep potential. I thought he was going to come in with higher potential. He flashed across the screen a couple of times in preseason. He looks pretty decent. We'll have to see. I'm not going to look at their full ratings right now. Andrew Crawford is going to be the starter at right end, and he is amazing. 81 overall and A potential. He is going to be a monster and maybe the leader on the defense in the future. Now at defensive tackle, we're only carrying 3. Remember, we can only carry 53 anyway. Frankie Kai, Adolphus Washington, and Trevor Derby. Washington will be the starter right now, day 1. Derby has that absurd contract. You see that 6 years, $38 million. I don't know about that one. At left outside linebacker, Tony Bennett, who is not an impressive guy overall wise, but he did make some plays. I need to see him make plays in the game. Right now, he doesn't have much competition, and that's kind of a reason why he's starting day 1, but we'll have to see how his progress goes. Now, Brandon Marshall, no doubt, will be the starter at middle linebacker. He will be the captain on this defense, the leader right in the middle. Andre Barrier is a pretty good rookie linebacker. He's 75 overall. That's not too bad. I thought that Zach Lee would be rated higher, but he ended up being only 58 overall. But the difference between him and Barrier is that Zach Lee is a potential. So I will have some developing with him, and I kind of like the potential grades in this game. I have a lot of A potential guys, a lot of B potential guys. I have a couple of D's, but some pretty good potential on this roster, to be honest. Marquise Dunn is the highest rated guy. I actually will start him over Van Ginkel right now. I liked what Dunn did in a couple of games. And then Ontarius Leslie is going to be the highest rated corner on the roster, but he only has 85 speed. He's 5'10". I do worry about that speed to keep up with the faster guys. We'll have to see how that goes. Charles James right now is going to be the number 2 cornerback because I want him to play on the left side. One thing about this game that they just put in the Madden, what was that, like 2-3 years ago, is matchups. So you can match up your corner on anybody the whole game if you really want to. I could have Charles James on the best receiver if I really want to do that. I have the option. Ontarius Crawford is going to be the 3rd receiver or 3rd cornerback right now. Jay Coco will be 4th. Dyer will still have a spot, but he is on thin ice, to be honest. Like if he gets in the game and makes a couple of plays that I don't like, he could easily be cut and replaced with somebody in free agency. But remember, we have to negotiate free agent contracts now in this game, which is different from current gen. In current gen, you can just sign guys willy-nilly. Here you actually have to negotiate. So you might be spending some money on some free agents, and it can be for multiple years too. It doesn't have to just be a 1-year contract. Now, I was very surprised to see that Joshua Watts is 75 overall in B potential behind TJ Ward. That gives me hope because TJ Ward has a 1-year, $5.6 million contract. So does the Joshua Watts. He has a 1-year contract. So if TJ Ward does not perform well, I could easily make the switch to the Joshua Watts. But the thing is, his tackling is very, very poor right now. He will have to develop that. Nash Graham was that kicker I had in the game, and he did not kick the ball well at all. So in the opener, we go up against the Tennessee Titans, who does have Justin DiRoberto on the roster, but they also have Tannehill, so he will not be starting. But that is interesting. A lot of players from my former series are in this series. We will see them as the season goes on. We will see highlights from them as well. But here we go. Season 1 begins versus the Tennessee Titans, a divisional opponent. We are in the AFC South. We replaced the Jaguars. And if you were wondering, the Battlehawks actually replaced the Browns. So we are in the AFC South with the Titans, Colts, and the Texans. And then the Browns get replaced with the Battlehawks. So we have our work cut out for this series. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, stay tuned. The game number 1 is coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, they filling out these job applications. Life got hard after high school graduation. I went to college and your boy got financial aid. They gave me money, then I went and bought a pair of J's. And I bought a pair of shades. And I bought a new computer. Had $400 left, spent the rest on